Hey everyone, I'm Jim Fitzpatrick. Thanks so much for tuning in today. In business and in life, oftentimes what we ask someone is far more powerful than what we tell them. Matt Easton, founder of Easton University Sales Coaching System, joins us to share a few of his power questions to help you have a better conversation, get what you want, and succeed in business and in life. Matt, thank you so much for joining us on the show once again.
Thank you so much for having me, Jim. And this is one of those things, they've got a friend that's a nerd in sales, if they watch the network here religiously, that I lay in bed at night thinking about. So you guys, the viewers out there, don't have to. And this is so important, and yet we almost go our whole lives without figuring this out. Every conversation that you're having, Jim, whether that's with a customer, whether that's with a prospect, whether that's with a loved one or even a friend, there's actually three voices going on. And what I mean by that is the obvious. There's your voice. Mm-hmm. And if you're in sales, unfortunately, you haven't been trained by me. You're doing most of the talking. The second voice, the second voice, and the one that people don't think about, Jim, is there's the voice inside the person that you're talking to's head. Yeah, right? And if you think about that, is you're going to make a decision, whether that's to buy a vehicle or do business with a small business, or even back when you asked your wife out on a date, there was an inner monologue going on in your head thinking, oh my gosh, is now the time right? Should I ask her this? What should I say? And the more the other person is talking, the harder it is for the person you're talking to have that inner monologue. And the third voice is, of course, the obvious one. That's the voice of your customer, your prospect, your loved one, or the person you want to have lunch with. So in sales and in life, we're exponentially more likely to get our way if the other person says, if they volunteer, if it's their idea, imagine that, to do the thing we want them to do, right? Like if you wanted your wife to go skydiving and you're like, babe, we got to go skydiving. Skydiving's awesome. She's probably going to be a lot more likely to push back than if she was like, hey, I was thinking we need to do something fun. How about skydiving? When they say it, it's done deal.
That's right.
When we say it, it feels pushy and it feels
That's right.
So if we could, I'd like to share just a few questions out of eastonuniversity.com. We've got a power question section.
Please do.
There's hundreds of them in there. I'll share a few just to help them out. Work for you?
Yep, absolutely.
Awesome. Perfect. All right. First one, what can I get you information on? I know this sounds robotic, but it's so important when you start a conversation to not go down the road of how's it going? How's your day going? How are your holidays? Happy Monday to you. Just get right into it. What can I get you information on? That's going to prime their inner monologue to what? Start thinking about what they want information on. Hey, we wanted to know about this. We're thinking about planning our event on these particular days. It's our wedding. Now you're right down to business and you're driving the conversation forward. Okay. Another power question that's going to raise credibility both in yourself, your business. You might not want to ask this one in the personal life, but what research have you done on us? In a business setting, this is a dynamite question. For your team there, what research have you done on our network, right? What research have you done on our dealership? What research have you done on our business? And you're not trying to find out if the person did research, you're assumptively assuming that everybody does research, and it's giving them an opportunity to tell you where they're at in the buying process. I know everything about you guys. I want to plan my event there. I saw the vehicle I want to purchase at your deal, whatever the situation is. My friends on your network all the time, I want to buy some advertising. What research have you done on us gets us there. Here's another one. Before you start any meetings, before you start any conversations, hey, Jim, exactly what's the most important thing we need to accomplish on this call today, right? Before the interview, hey, Jim, exactly what's the most important thing we need to accomplish? Well, Matt, I want to get some great content out there that's going to be helpful for people. Hey, I've got you covered. When you start that conversation off with exactly what's the most important thing we need to accomplish, it allows that other person to do what? Tell you.
That's right.
And then you're right where you need to go. Far too often, both in our personal life and in our sales career, we're yip-yapping, Jim, 10, 15, 20 minutes. And that other person, their inner monologue is going, I just want to ask them this one question, and then I'm ready to go.
That's
and by the time we get done talking, they forget what they were going to ask.
That's right.
Then they go, well, I just needed to think about it.
Happens all the time.
Yeah. Here's another one. What's your biggest reason for blank? What's your biggest reason for needing event space?
Right.
What's your biggest reason for needing a new vehicle?
That's right.
What's your biggest reason for needing to advertise on the network? Right. And your people, and please, I know they're out there somewhere, your people may be afraid to ask that question. What's your biggest reason for needing advertising on the network? Thinking that that person's going to go, oh, now that I think about it, I don't need to advertise. I took an Ambien and was sleeping, right? They're not going to say that. Hey, you guys hit the exact demographic of the viewers that we want to advertise to. It will open up that conversation.
Right.
Yeah. We're so afraid to ask that. I've got a few more if you'd like.
Go right ahead.
Okay. When you ask somebody a date related question, not a, hey, I want to go out with you and have lunch or coffee or dinner date. I mean, date in terms of when do you want to do this? When do you need the product by? When do you want to start the service? When do you need to sign the contract? Anytime we ask a when question and we're given a date, February 13th, October 1st, July 6th, May 4th, right? Always follow that up with this power question. Got it, May 4th. What makes that date important, right? What makes that date important?
Yep.
They're going to give you so much information. I have to have, let's say it was a vehicle. We'll just keep it simple. I have to have this vehicle by this date because my in-laws are coming to visit with me and our car only holds 2 people.
Yeah.
Right. It's important for you to know that.
That's right.
Or they may say May the 4th and you may say, what makes that date important? And they may say, I'm into Star Wars. May the 4th be with you. At least you know then their date's flexible.
Yeah.
Right. Again, it's just in terms of what we ask. Here's another one. What do you want to see first? And even if you're on the phone with somebody and it's a demo, let's say it's a software situation, or if it's a physical product that you're showing them. Hey, Jim, what do you want to see first? Right? Why is that? Get the other person to tell you what they want to see first. Then you'll know what's most important to them. And ask questions like, why is that? If they reject you, and I've taught them how to close a million times, I'll do it again real quick. Hey, does it make sense to blank?
Right.
Does it make sense to book the event space? Does it make sense to have us cater your wedding? Does it make sense to put the order in on the vehicle? If they say no, the most ultimate power question, got it, Jim, no problem. What's a good next step, right? If they say, I don't know, follow that up with another power question. Totally understand. What's a good next step for me? Right?
Yeah.
Point it back at yourself.
Yeah.
If they still are like, I don't know, they're just hesitant, right? Set a next step. Hey, Jim, I totally get it. Totally understand. Limited availability on this particular space. If we lose it, don't worry. I'll work with you we'll find the next best one. How about we do this? I'll call you tomorrow at 11 a.m. if I haven't heard from you before then. Fair enough? And the power question in that, I realized I just made a long statement, but the power question in there, Jim, is fair enough.
Right.
When you bolt fair enough onto an end of a statement, it gives them a parachute. It gives them an out to say that won't work for me.
Right.
Call me this afternoon. And I said that on purpose because sales professionals out there, I'm one of them. Jim, you kind of still one of them, Jim.
That's
but
right.
you've got your street cred.
That's right.
We're negative by nature. I'm sorry, it's just the way we're wired because we get punched in the face a lot. We get told
That's
no
right.
a lot. So we become pessimistic. And it's really weird that when you set a next step, I want everybody out there to be aggressive with that next step, not 2 weeks, make it tomorrow, make it this afternoon, and put a fair enough on. You're going to be shocked at how often that person will go, that doesn't work for me. And you'll go, what will? And the answer will be way better than you ever thought it was. Far too often, you're a lot closer to getting that sale, getting that new customer, getting that lunch date with that incredible person you want to go to lunch with. And you think they're not going to do it, but they're a lot closer. We just got to allow them to talk.
And the worst case scenario on that is that they say, 11 o'clock is fine.
Yeah, perfect. Right?
Right.
And if it's not fine, let's figure it out.
Yeah.
Right? Let's come up with something that's fine. One last point on this as far as asking questions, because there is a danger zone in questions and this holds true in our personal lives, in our professional lives as well. Money and power. I am not saying don't talk about these subjects. However, the subjects of money and power tend to get you lied to. So be very careful when you ask questions like, hey, Jim, are you the final decision maker?
Right.
Because what I've learned in my 40 years of laying in bed at night thinking about this kind of stuff is that if Jim is the final decision maker, Jim, you're going to lie and go, Oh no, my team makes those decisions, right? Now, if you're not the final decision maker, the inverse is true.
Yeah.
Your ego is going to be affected by that question. And you're going to go, yes, I'm the final decision maker. Right. So we got to be really careful when we ask things like, can you afford this? Are you the final decision maker? I would rather you stick to what's most important to you. Does it make sense to blank?
I agree.
Set a next step.
I agree. Yep.
Just follow the process.
That's right.
You're
putting that person in a very uncomfortable situation when you ask that person that question.
I tend to think so. And my sales coaching does not involve any, I'm going to qualify Jim.
Yeah.
Jim, I know by looking at you that this is probably going to happen. And then also, I'm smart enough. I've been studying sales since I was 8 years old. I also know this. I don't care. I don't care what you look like. I don't care how you're dressed. I'm going to treat you with my exact same sales process.
Yeah.
Dignity, respect, and professionalism. I remember a long time ago when I was about 10 years old, a farmer in a store with the dirtiest overalls you'd ever see. It turns out that individual owned half of the state of Nebraska and a helicopter to view over his crops.
Right.
So you just never know.
You never know. Never
know.
Right.
And by leaving your sales process, Jim, you're at least getting an at-bat, right? Every baseball player goes to the batting cages. So let's say this person isn't qualified, treat them with dignity and respect, run them through the process. At the very worst, you're getting better each and every time at your skillful communication and your ability to ask power questions like this.
I couldn't agree more. There's no question about it. I think that we make the mistake as salespeople to talk way more than we listen and way more than we ask good questions. And I think the old adage is, if you want better answers, then ask better questions. And this falls right in line with that. So for people that are watching, I completely underline everything that Matt just said about this topic, because as I said, we fall into that situation where we just tell, and we present our product and our service, and we're like, okay, so do you want to buy? And man,
right.
What a big mistake that is.
And their answer is always the same. I need to think about it.
Exactly. You're almost
because
ensuring
we were
that.
talking so much, they couldn't, their inner monologue, that third voice, right? They couldn't even think about it.
That's right. Yeah, an hour ago, I was ready to make a decision. Now,
100%.
I don't even know what to ask, right?
100%.
So, I love it.
And your relationship is so great with your wife, Jim, because you guys let each other speak.
Well, she hasn't let me speak in about 10 years, but I know what you mean. She means well, but
yeah, but if we let the other person talk, we stand a much better chance of getting our way. It's counterintuitive, but it's true.
There's no question about it. And this is why you're one of the best sales coaches out there in the country today. Matt Easton, founder of Easton University. We've got all the information on the screen right here if you want to learn more about Easton University. If you want to really make a difference in 2024 in your sales career, this is the time to do it. It's December 2023. Don't blame me if you didn't make 25% more in your sales career or your small business because you didn't go out there and get the knowledge that you need to succeed in today's very challenging market. It starts at Easton University. So thank you so much, Matt. Really appreciate it. Love when you come on. We get such great emails from people saying, have that guy on more. I love it. So
thank you. Thank you so much. And for those of you writing the emails, send more of them. I want to be on more. I love this. It's my favorite network. I'll see you all very soon, as long as you send more emails.
Awesome. Thank you so much.